Well, experts say the 2020 primary election may exceed record-breaking voter turnout numbers seen in 2018. But the turnout rates in Indiana are historically low. Adam Pinsker tells us it's not because voters aren't interested.
While many people are focused on the holidays, Hoosier political pundits and candidates are already gearing up for the 2020 election. Monroe County Republican Party Chair William Ellis is trying to get a jump start, meeting voters in person.
So the outreach is right now more of a personal going to each Republican.
But recent history shows getting those Hoosiers into the voting booths for primary elections is an uphill battle. In 2016, only about a third of almost 4.7 million registered Hoosiers voted in the primary. That number increased in the 2016 general election to a little more than half. The numbers dipped dramatically in the 2018 primary, with only 18% of registered voters casting ballots statewide. But as with most midterm elections, there was record-breaking turnout for the general election. Just more than 2.3 million people cast ballots in the 2018 midterm statewide, more than half of the 4.5 million registered voters. Monroe County Election Supervisor Karen Wheeler says voter turnout in 2018 was so brisk, the county ran out of ballots.
We had some precincts that literally voted 80%. That is unheard of in a midterm.
But even with an impressive showing in 2018, turnout is lukewarm more often than not.
What we know is that Indiana is not high. We're mid-level and lower in both registration rates and in turnout rates.
Director of the nonpartisan Mike Downs Center for Indiana Politics, Andrew Downs, says there are a variety of reasons for the low numbers. Among them, Indiana is a closed primary state, meaning voters can only vote in their own party's primary. And Downs says the state was among the first in the nation to offer voter registration online.
So what political campaigns often do is look to the pool of voters who show up regularly. And they ask themselves, of this pool of voters, can I win? And if I can, then am I even incentivized to go out and find new voters?
He says even though Hoosiers may be fickle at the polls, they are consistent. Since 1932, only 3 Democratic presidential nominees have won the state, most recently President Obama 11 years ago.
If the other races on the ticket, governor, member of the Indiana House, member of the Indiana Senate, if yours is up, and even local races, if those races are not exciting, then we could actually look at kind of a low turnout.
But Downs says even if voters aren't excited about local races, President Trump being at the top of the ticket will continue to drive turnout on both sides, causing polarization among voters at the local level, something that Ellis says distracts from the real issues affecting voters.
If the voters want polarization, we've got candidates out there for it, at the national level. What's going to start happening is we're going to start having to have polarizing candidates locally.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Adam Pinsker.